The sterile glow of the lab's overhead lights cast sharp shadows against the walls, where shelves overflowed with complex machinery and stacks of research papers. Sofia Mendes sat hunched over her workstation, her eyes flickering rapidly between multiple screens. It was late, the kind of hour when the world outside faded into obscurity, leaving only the hum of machines and the rhythm of her focused breathing. She had always found solace in the quiet of the lab, particularly when driven by a burning curiosity that kept her awake well past conventional hours. As she meticulously analyzed energy consumption patterns, a peculiar anomaly caught her attention. It was a signal, strange and rhythmic, emerging from a nearby asteroid field. Her brow furrowed with intrigue as she typed commands into her terminal, isolating the data. The patterns were unlike anything she had encountered before, encrypted in a way that suggested intelligence behind the transmission. "What are you?" she whispered to herself, half excited and half skeptical. Sofia leaned closer to the screen, her fingers dancing over the keyboard as she initiated a deeper analysis. The encrypted sequence revealed itself slowly, like a flower blooming in the darkness. "This could be a breakthrough," she murmured, her heart racing at the prospect of discovery. Just then, the door swung open, and in strolled Lucas Tanaka, his expression a blend of fatigue and curiosity. "Sofia, you're still here? I thought we agreed to call it a night," he said, running a hand through his disheveled hair. "Lucas, you won't believe what I've found," she replied, her voice brimming with enthusiasm. "I think there's a signal coming from the asteroid field. It looks like encrypted communication." Lucas crossed his arms, a skeptical look crossing his face. "Encrypted communication? From where? You know how many signals we filter out daily. It's probably just space noise." "No, this is different," Sofia insisted, her eyes shining. "Look at the patterns. They're organized, deliberate. If I can decode this, it could change everything." He leaned over her shoulder, scrutinizing the patterns that flickered on the screen. "All right, let's say you're right. What do you propose we do next?" Sofia straightened, her determination unwavering. "We need a team. If we can decode this signal, we might learn something groundbreaking. I'll call Ravi." Lucas sighed, knowing that once Sofia set her mind on something, it was nearly impossible to deter her. "Fine. But let's be careful. We don't know what we're dealing with." With newfound purpose, Sofia dialed Ravi Patel, their enthusiastic programmer colleague who often thrived on challenges. "Ravi, can you come to the lab? I've found something incredible, something we need to decode together," she urged. "On my way," Ravi replied, his voice brimming with excitement. "I'll bring snacks." This sounds like a late-night coding spree. As the minutes ticked away, Sofia and Lucas prepared for Ravi's arrival. The atmosphere in the lab buzzed with anticipation. When Ravi burst through the door moments later, his energy was infectious. "All right, what's the mystery?" he asked, eyes sparkling with excitement. Sofia wasted no time, guiding them to the screen displaying the encrypted signal. "This," she pointed, her finger hovering over the data. "We need to decode this and find out who, or what, is sending it." Together, they settled into a rhythm, the trio's collective intellect weaving through lines of code and complex algorithms. The lab was alive with their banter and laughter, punctuated by moments of intense focus. As they worked tirelessly into the night, the signal began to yield its secrets, revealing intricate blueprints and schematics. "Guys, look at this!" Ravi exclaimed, his voice echoing within the lab as he highlighted a segment of the blueprints. "These designs, they're advanced technology, far beyond what we have." Sofia's heart raced, a mixture of excitement and caution washing over her. If this is indeed a message from an intelligent source, we have to consider the implications. What if they're trying to learn from us? Lucas, still skeptical, raised an eyebrow. Or worse, what if they're planning something? Sofia shot him a look. "Let's not jump to conclusions. We need to approach this carefully." As the first light of dawn began to break outside the windows, the reality of their discovery settled in. They had stumbled upon something monumental, a potential connection to an unknown civilization. But as excitement filled the air, a nagging sense of unease lingered in the corners of Sofia's mind. What exactly were they inviting into their world? As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue across the laboratory, Sofia Mendes felt the weight of anticipation settle in the air. Her team gathered around a central holographic display, the flickering lights illuminating their faces with an otherworldly glow. Lucas Tanaka leaned against the wall, arms crossed, skepticism etched on his face. Ravi Patel, bubbling with enthusiasm, was already typing away on his console, eager to send their first communication to the enigmatic Vortax. "Are we really doing this?" Lucas asked, breaking the silence. His voice was laced with doubt. "We have no idea what they want from us, or if they can even be trusted." Sofia turned to him, her brow furrowing slightly. "Lucas, this could be our chance to solve the energy crisis. We could learn so much from them. We can't let fear dictate our actions. Ravi chimed in, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Exactly. They've shown interest in our technology. This is an opportunity to exchange knowledge. Who knows what we might gain? Lucas sighed, pushing himself away from the wall. Fine. But we need to be cautious. One wrong move, and we could be inviting disaster. With a nod from Sofia, Ravi initiated the communication sequence. As the holographic interface whirred to life, the team watched in rapt attention, their hearts racing. The message they crafted was simple yet profound, a proposal to share knowledge in exchange for advanced energy technology. Sofia's mind raced as she thought of the potential implications. The screen flickered, and moments later, a response materialized. The Vortax representatives appeared in the form of shimmering, humanoid figures composed of luminescent energy. Their voices resonated with an otherworldly timbre, echoing through the lab. Greetings, Earth scientists. We are eager to learn from your advancements. Together, we can achieve great things. Ravi's eyes widened with enthusiasm. They sound so excited. This is amazing. Lucas remained cautious, his arms still crossed. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to establish clear boundaries and understand their true intentions. As the virtual meeting progressed, the Vortax expressed a keen interest in Earth's renewable energy technologies. They posed questions about solar panels, wind turbines, and advanced battery systems. Sofia could see the excitement in her team. The prospect of collaboration seemed like a dream come true. Your innovations are remarkable, one of the Vortax said, its voice melodic. We wish to replicate and enhance them. With your guidance, we could achieve unprecedented efficiency. Replicate? Lucas interjected, his voice edged with concern. What does that entail? We need to ensure that your understanding of our technology is accurate. The Vortax assured them that they intended to honor the exchange. We appreciate your caution, and we will learn diligently. Together, we shall overcome the limitations of energy consumption. Days turned into nights as the team worked fervently, sharing data and blueprints. The atmosphere was electric with hope, yet Lucas remained uneasy. I can't shake the feeling that something is off, he confided in Sofia one evening, their eyes drawn to the holographic display showcasing the Vortax's progress. Lucas, they're learning. This is what we wanted, she replied, trying to quell his worries. We're paving the way for a brighter future. But as the Vortax began to implement their newfound knowledge, strange anomalies manifested in the lab. Devices flickered erratically, lights dimmed and brightened unpredictably. Ravi laughed nervously, attempting to ease the tension. It's just a minor glitch. They're still learning, right? Lucas frowned, his gaze sharp. Glitches don't usually act this way. We need to investigate before this spirals out of control. That night, as the team gathered to analyze the malfunctions, a chill settled in the room. Sofia's heart raced as she reviewed the data. These aren't typical errors. It's as if the Vortax are misinterpreting our technology. We need to reach out to them, Ravi suggested, his excitement dimming into apprehension. They might not even be aware of the problems they're causing. Or they might not care, Lucas countered, his voice low and serious. We could be dealing with forces beyond our comprehension. Sofia felt a tightening in her chest. She wanted to believe in the collaboration, to trust the Vortax. But the once bright prospects now cast a shadow over their lab. Let's address this head on. We can't ignore the signs. We need clarity, and we need it now. With a collective nod, the team prepared for another communication with the Vortax, the flickering lights reflecting the uncertainty that loomed over them. The potential for greatness felt precarious, teetering on the edge of a precipice. As the holographic interface whirred to life, they braced themselves for the truth that awaited them on the other side. As the muted hum of machinery surrounded them, Sofia Mendes and Lucas Tanaka huddled over their computer screens, both deeply engrossed in the growing pile of data that displayed the aftermath of the Vortax's attempts at mimicking human technology. The lab, once a beacon of hope, now felt like a ticking time bomb. Sofia's brow furrowed in concentration as she scrolled through the erratic patterns of energy surges and device malfunctions. Look at this, Sofia said, her voice edged with urgency. These anomalies, there's no way this can be a coincidence. The Vortax are misunderstanding the core principles of our technology. She pointed to a graph that depicted a series of jagged spikes in energy output. Lucas leaned closer, his skepticism momentarily overshadowed by intrigue. What do you mean? Are they messing with the coding, or is it something deeper? It's deeper, Sofia replied, tapping her fingers against the desk. They're interpreting systems in ways that are fundamentally flawed. Like trying to teach a child calculus before they even understand basic addition. They think they can just replicate our designs without grasping the underlying physics. Ravi Patel, who had been quietly observing, perked up at the mention of a child's learning process. So, you're saying their technology is like a toy trying to mimic a real car? It looks similar on the outside, but the mechanics are all wrong. Exactly, Sofia affirmed, her eyes narrowing. And if we don't stop this now, we could be looking at serious consequences, malfunctions that could escalate beyond our control. Lucas crossed his arms, a contemplative frown forming on his face. We need to cut ties with them. This isn't just a misunderstanding, it's a disaster waiting to happen. They don't understand the implications of what they're doing. Ravi's expression shifted from concern to defiance. But think about what we could learn from them. If we can just guide them a little more, we might unlock something incredible. Their technology could help us solve our energy crisis. Ravi, this isn't about potential breakthroughs anymore, Lucas shot back, his voice tense. We're talking about safety. We should have never shared anything with them in the first place. They're not ready for this level of technology, and we're the ones who will pay the price. Sofia felt the weight of the conversation pressing down on her. I understand both sides here, but we can't ignore the facts. If they truly don't grasp our technology, continuing this partnership could lead to catastrophic failures. We need to halt communications, at least until we understand what they've done. As their debate intensified, a sudden notification pinged through the lab's communication system, cutting through the tension like a knife. The screen lit up with a message from the Vortax, claiming they had developed a prototype based on their previous exchanges. The team fell silent, a mix of dread and curiosity hanging in the air. What do they mean, a prototype? Ravi asked, his eyes widening with a mix of excitement and apprehension. Lucas shook his head vehemently. This is exactly what we were afraid of. They think they've created something viable, but they don't understand the fundamental safety measures we have in place. This could be disastrous. Sofia's heart raced as she read through the details of the message. We can't just ignore this. They're eager to present their work, it's a chance to see what we're dealing with. But we need to be cautious, set strict boundaries. Ravi's enthusiasm bubbled over. We have to at least take a look. What if they've actually managed to create something revolutionary? This could be the breakthrough we've been waiting for. No. Lucas interjected, his voice rising. We aren't risking our lives for a prototype that could blow up in our faces. This isn't just a scientific experiment anymore, it's a matter of survival. Sofia felt torn. On one hand, the potential of Vortax technology was alluring, a beacon of hope for a planet on the brink of collapse. On the other, the risks were tangible and frightening. Let's take a step back, she proposed, trying to mediate the escalating tension. We need to assess our options. We should assemble all the data we have on the malfunctions before making a decision. As the three of them sifted through the flurry of data and the implications of the Vortax message, an unsettling silence enveloped the room. The weight of their choices loomed large, and the fate of their futures, and possibly humanity's, hung in the balance. The atmosphere in the lab was thick with tension as the team gathered around the central console, where the Vortax prototype lay dormant, its sleek surface reflecting the harsh fluorescent lights above. Sofia Mendes rubbed her temples, trying to fend off the impending headache that threatened to consume her. Lucas Tanaka stood across from her, arms crossed, his brow furrowed in skepticism. Ravi Patel, ever the optimist, was practically bouncing on his feet, excitement coursing through him as he adjusted the dials and prepared for the test. Are we really doing this? Lucas asked, his voice low and tinged with doubt. This technology has already caused enough havoc. What if this time it's worse? Sofia met his gaze, feeling the weight of responsibility pressing down on her. We need to understand it better, Lucas. If we can control it, we might find a way to either fix the issues or blow us all up. Lucas interjected, exasperated. You saw what happened last time. The entire lab almost went up in flames. Look, I know it's risky, Ravi chimed in, his enthusiasm unwavering. But the Vortax believe this prototype could revolutionize our energy crisis. If we can demonstrate its potential, we might even be able to negotiate better terms with them. Sofia paused, glancing from Lucas to Ravi. The conflict within her boiled over. She understood Lucas's fears, but she couldn't dismiss the glimmer of hope that Ravi represented. All right, let's just proceed carefully, she said, her voice steadying. We'll run a diagnostic first, and if everything checks out, we'll initiate the main sequence. But we need to be ready to shut it down at a moment's notice. Ravi nodded eagerly, fingers flying over the console. I'll keep monitoring the energy levels. If I see anything unusual, I'll hit the emergency stop. As the team prepared for the test, Sofia felt a mix of trepidation and anticipation. She took a deep breath and nodded to Ravi to initiate the sequence. The room filled with a low hum as the prototype powered up, lights blinking in a rhythmic dance. For a moment, everything seemed to proceed smoothly, and Sofia felt a surge of optimism. Energy levels are stable, Ravi announced, eyes glued to the readouts. We're good to go. Let's see what you've got, Vortax, Sofia murmured, heart racing. Suddenly, without warning, the console began to blare alarms. Red lights flickered wildly, and the hum transformed into a menacing roar. The prototype shuddered violently as energy levels shot up beyond the safety parameters. "Shut it down. Shut it down now," Lucas shouted, panic lacing his voice. "I'm trying," Ravi yelled, frantically pressing buttons. "It won't respond." In a flash, the prototype erupted in a blinding flash of light. The energy surge cascaded through the lab, sending sparks flying as equipment exploded around them. Sofia's heart raced as she felt the ground tremble beneath her feet. "Everyone, back!" she screamed, instinctively reaching for Lucas. They stumbled backward, narrowly avoiding the chaos that unfolded. The lab's walls shook, and a deafening roar filled the air, drowning out their voices. Just as they reached the exit, a massive surge of energy swept through the room, sending them sprawling onto the cold floor outside the lab. Gasping for breath, Sofia pushed herself up and turned back to see the lab engulfed in a blinding light. Smoke filled the air, and the acrid smell of burnt circuitry stung her nostrils. "Is everyone okay?" she called out, scanning the area for her teammates. Lucas groaned, slowly getting to his feet. "I think so," he said, brushing debris from his shirt. "But the lab, it's a disaster." Ravi emerged next, coughing and wheezing. "What just happened?" His eyes were wide with shock and disbelief. Sofia's heart sank as she took in the sight of the damaged lab, the prototype now a smoldering wreck. "The Vortax technology, it malfunctioned," she said, her voice trembling. "We need to contact them. They need to know what their prototype has done." In the aftermath, the team convened in a hastily arranged virtual meeting with the Vortax. The screen flickered to life, revealing the alien representatives, their luminous forms shimmering with an aura of curiosity. Sofia felt a surge of anger mixed with desperation. As she stared into the alien eyes, she knew she had to confront them. "What happened?" she demanded, her voice steady despite the turmoil within her. "Your technology caused a catastrophic failure in our lab. Do you even comprehend the destruction you've wrought?" The Vortax seemed bewildered. "Destruction? Our technology was designed to enhance your energy capabilities. We sensed no anomalies in our simulations," one of the aliens replied, its voice melodic yet unsettling. Sofia clenched her fists. "Your simulations are flawed. This isn't just a technical failure, you've endangered lives and resources." Lucas stepped forward, his expression a mix of frustration and concern. "You need to take responsibility for this, or we can't continue any collaborations. We need to understand why your technology fails so dramatically when applied to our systems." Ravi, eager to salvage the situation, interjected, "Maybe there's still a way to fix this. We can analyze the data together, learn from each other. There's so much potential." But the tension hung heavily in the air, and Sofia felt the weight of their predicament pressing down on her. She stood at a crossroads, uncertain of their next steps as the virtual meeting continued, the Vortax remaining oblivious to the gravity of their actions. The future of their collaboration, and humanity itself, depended on the choices they made in this moment. As the tension in the room thickened, Sofia Mendes stood at the helm of the virtual meeting interface, her heart racing with a mixture of dread and determination. The flickering holographic display projected the alien representatives from the Vortax, their luminescent forms shifting in shades of blue and green. They were ready for what could be the most critical conversation of their lives. "Are you prepared to discuss the consequences of your last transmission?" Sofia began, her voice steady despite the turmoil swirling in her mind. "Your technology has caused significant damage to our facility, and we need answers." The lead Vortax, a towering figure with intricate patterns of light coursing through its body, responded in a voice that resonated like distant thunder, "We are here to assist. Our technology is the key to your survival. Why do you resist?" Lucas Tanaka, who had been pacing anxiously beside Sofia, interjected, "You misunderstand. This isn't about resistance. It's about the fact that your replication process is flawed. You're not just learning, you're endangering lives." The Vortax's form shifted, their colors dimming momentarily. "Endangerment was not our intention. Knowledge is essential for coexistence." "Coexistence?" Ravi Patel scoffed, crossing his arms. "You're using our technology to build an empire, aren't you? This is about domination, not cooperation." "Your assumptions are misguided," the Vortax replied, its voice sharp and unyielding. "We seek to enhance your infrastructure, to elevate your civilization. Together, we can thrive." Sofia's brow furrowed as she looked at her team, sensing the chasm widening between their perspectives. "But at what cost?" she pressed. "We've seen what your prototype can do. It nearly obliterated our lab. You're not ready to integrate your technology with ours. Human emotions cloud your judgment," the Vortax countered, their tones growing more assertive. "Your kind operates on fear and suspicion. We offer power, a new future." "Future?" Lucas echoed incredulously. You mean your future, built on our ruins? That's not a partnership, that's a takeover. The alien leader's luminescence flickered dangerously, and for a moment, the room was silent. Sofia felt the weight of their collective fate pressing down on her shoulders. She took a deep breath, trying to steady her racing thoughts. What do you gain from this? Why the urgency to replicate our technology? You could have approached us differently. The Vortax paused, their form glowing with a deeper hue, perhaps contemplating her words. Our existence is threatened by our own creations. We seek to understand, to adapt. Your technology was a beacon, a signal of hope. Sofia's heart sank as the implications of their words began to sink in. You're not just mimicking us for advancement, you're looking for a solution for your own failures. Precisely, the Vortax admitted, their tone shifting to one of grim acknowledgement. We do not wish to dominate, we wish to survive. But our methods have been miscalculated. Ravi, who had been listening intently, suddenly leaned forward, his eyes alight with a mix of curiosity and caution. Then let's help each other. We can work together to improve your understanding of our technology, but you must promise to abandon any plans for dominance. Sofia shot Ravi a worried glance, unsure if this was a viable path or a dangerous gamble. Ravi, we can't just trust them, she said softly, her voice barely above a whisper. They've already shown they can't handle what we've built. We need to consider the bigger picture, Ravi insisted, unwavering. If we can truly help them, maybe we can save both our worlds. As the Vortax leader observed the tension between the humans, a new light flickered across their form. Your proposition intrigues us, it said slowly. However, we need assurance that your kind will not betray our trust as we have once been betrayed. The atmosphere in the virtual meeting shifted, as Sofia felt the weight of their words. Then let's establish a framework, she proposed, her mind racing to structure a plan. A way to share knowledge while ensuring accountability on both sides. Lucas nodded, still wary but recognizing the potential in this reluctant alliance. We can set up protocols for testing and adaptation. But it has to be monitored closely. Ravi's excitement bubbled to the surface. Yes. We can create a joint task force, combining our teams to oversee everything. This could be the beginning of a new relationship. As the Vortax considered the proposal, the room fell silent once more. The fate of both species hung precariously in the balance, and Sofia knew they were at a turning point that could either spell doom or pave the way for a revolutionary partnership. The challenge ahead was monumental, but perhaps, just perhaps, they could turn this impending catastrophe into an opportunity for salvation. As the dim lights of the lab flickered uncertainly, Sofia Mendes's heart raced with a mix of dread and anticipation. The team's workstation was cluttered with holographic displays, each saturated with data from the Vortax communications. She leaned closer to one of the screens, her fingers brushing against the shimmering interface. There must be something we're missing, she murmured, her brow furrowed in concentration. Lucas Tanaka, pacing restlessly behind her, stopped abruptly. What if they've been playing us all along? They could have been manipulating us from the start. His skepticism was palpable, an undercurrent of anxiety threading through his words. Sofia turned to face him, her eyes wide. But what if that hidden message is our key? It could change everything. We need to understand their intentions before we make any rash decisions. Just then, Ravi Patel, who had been poring over the encrypted data, shouted, "Wait! I think I've found something." The urgency in his voice cut through the tension like a knife. The others gathered around him, their expressions shifting from apprehension to curiosity. "What is it, Ravi?" Sofia asked, leaning over the screen. "Look at this sequence," he pointed, his finger hovering over a set of characters that pulsed with a faint light. "This isn't just a transmission, it's a log. It details their observations on humanity's technological evolution over decades. They've been studying us, not just to replicate our tech, but to understand how to avoid their own extinction." Lucas's skepticism faded, replaced by intrigue. "You mean to say they're trying to save themselves? How do we know this isn't just another ploy?" Sofia shook her head, her voice firm. "We don't. But we have to consider the possibility. If they've truly been observing us, they might be as desperate as we are. Their technology is flawed, and they're looking for solutions in us." Ravi's eyes sparkled with a new idea. "What if we offer them help? We could assist them in improving their technology, but only if they agree to halt their takeover plans." "Are you insane?" Lucas interjected, crossing his arms. "This could be a trap. They've already proven they can't handle our technology without causing catastrophic failures. What makes you think they'll listen to us?" "Maybe because it's our only option," Sofia countered, her voice rising above the uncertainty. "What if helping them is the key to saving both our species? We can't afford to let fear drive our decisions." The room fell silent, each member of the team grappling with the weight of her words. Finally, Lucas sighed, his posture relaxing slightly. Alright, let's say we give this a shot. How do we even approach the Vortax with this proposal? Sofia straightened, determination igniting in her chest. We prepare a clear message. We outline our conditions, emphasizing that collaboration is our only path forward. We can't allow animosity to dictate our fate. With a newfound sense of purpose, the trio set to work. They crafted a message, carefully balancing the urgency of their situation with the hope of collaboration. As they finalized the details, Sofia couldn't shake the feeling that this was a pivotal moment, not just for them, but for the future of both humanity and the Vortax. After what felt like hours, they finally sent the communication. The room buzzed with anticipation as they awaited a response. Minutes dragged on, each second amplifying the tension in the air. Just as doubt began to creep in, the screen flickered to life. The Vortax appeared on the display, their forms shimmering with an otherworldly glow. Sofia took a deep breath, ready to present their offer. "We come in peace," she began, her voice steady. "We've uncovered the truth behind your intentions, and we believe there is a chance for us to work together." The alien representative's eyes narrowed, but there was a flicker of curiosity there. "You understand our plight?" "We do," Sofia replied, her heart racing. "We know that your technology has failed you, and we're willing to help. In exchange, we ask that you cease any plans for domination over Earth. Together, we can find a solution that benefits us both." The Vortax paused, their expression inscrutable. Finally, the representative nodded slowly. "Your offer is unexpected. We require time to deliberate." As the call ended, a mix of hope and anxiety filled the room. They had taken a leap of faith, and now all they could do was wait. Would their gamble pay off, or would it lead to further chaos? In that moment, Sofia realized that they were no longer just scientists, they were pioneers on the brink of a profound alliance, one that could reshape the destinies of two worlds.